Yeah, so let's get on with the welcome remarks. And I'm very pleased that we can welcome Thijs Woudstra and also Namukolo Covic. And Thijs, we want to give you the floor first, and after that, Namukolo can follow. Over to you, Thijs.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you all, and especially to our Muslim colleagues, Ramadan Kareem. And I hope we are not disturbing your iftar too much this evening during this e-course. My name is Thijs Woudstra. I'm head of the food security team at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in the Netherlands. Having some experience in food systems in practice in Ethiopia and in Bangladesh, and now leading the department and being very happy to lead the department in such an important time where food security is still a major challenge worldwide, and also is a challenge which we can tackle all ourselves and which we have to do collectively. In what times are we living now these days? We are living in the time of fake news, conspiracy theories, and overall people are doubting science. And therefore I'm happy to have still such an amount of people who are joining this e-course and saying, well, we want to learn, we want to become more knowledgeable, and we want to learn from science, and we want to learn from each other. So therefore, I feel like being among friends of people who do want to learn from each other and who don't want to base themselves upon assumptions and pre-assumptions. And that's what our policy is also about. We invest in science, we invest in knowledge, and we invest in innovation. We have operated 3 levels: global challenges in food security, the local challenges in food security, and of course our own national policy in food security. We aim to bridge global knowledge gaps and address innovation needs regarding food systems transformation by working with partners on the forefront of food and nutrition science and innovation. We do work very closely with CGIAR and also the institutes that are linked to CGIAR and our University of Wageningen, the first and foremost university in agriculture worldwide. We work together on local knowledge management. We aim to make scientific and local knowledge on food and nutrition security available and more accessible. Example programs is Networking Group on Nutrition and DESIRA, FAIR, LSC, the IS Hubs. Last but not least, we strengthen our national capacity and knowledge systems. That's to work together with food and nutrition education, knowledge and innovation systems like Plantwise Plus, Land at Scale, NUFIC, and Orange Knowledge Program. And lastly, we partner to scale up impact. The potential and connectedness of Dutch expertise on global food and nutrition security is unfulfilled. We, as the Netherlands, engage Dutch knowledge on food and nutrition security in international partnerships, such that international stakeholder performance is enhanced and international partnerships become valuable and effective. We do that, for example, with the NL-CGIAR partnership. But this food systems e-course is also a great example for that. At this moment, our new cabinet is in Parliament discussing their new policy. As you might happen to know, we had elections and we have now formed a new government. And of course, for us being development practitioners, we are very much interested in what the new lines of our government will be. Luckily, what we have seen in our new government, there's more funding available for development cooperation, and most on focusing on investing in young people, education, women's rights, global health, and food security. So the Netherlands is a partner on international food security. We are committed to the cause and to help and to support all around the global food security movement, and also to give our knowledge to you so that you can also be a better practitioner in your own country. So without further ado, I wish you all a very, very fruitful course, very fruitful exchange, and also a very, very interesting debate, and I hope that you can carry the flag of food security onwards. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Thijs, for those words, and also thank you for the partnership that we've been having with you and the support that we feel from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Now, Namukolo, I'd like to offer the floor to you on behalf of the Netherlands Food Partnership. Over to you, Nam.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Herman, and thank you, Thijs, as well. On behalf of the Netherlands Food Partnership, let me also take this opportunity to welcome all the participants into this e-course on food systems. For me, it is actually very encouraging to see the level of interest. I'm told thousands of professionals applied. We now have 800 participants. That in itself is quite commendable. So I'd like to say that you come together with a shared purpose to understand food systems better and to make food systems work better for people and planet. So let me start off by with a simple proposition, really, to start my remarks. And that is that if food systems are working as they should, they must be visible on people's plates. Not only in the amount of food available, but its quality, the diversity, safety, affordability, sustainability, and ultimately in better nutrition and health outcomes. What does this actually entail for food systems thinking that you will be cultivating through this e-course? Food systems thinking asks us to move beyond the narrow focus on production to look at the entire system and its outcome. From how food is produced, processed, stored, traded, marketed, and consumed, to drivers that shape these processes, such as policies, markets, power relations, culture, urbanization, biodiversity, environment, and of course, the climate crisis within which we have to produce the food. At its core, food systems thinking then is about connections and trade-offs. It helps us understand why higher yields do not automatically lead to better diets, why agricultural growth can coexist with child stunting, micronutrient deficiencies, and rising obesity, and why well-intended interventions can fail if they address one part of the system while ignoring others. This is why this course matters. It equips you not only with concepts, but with the ability to ask better questions, commission better analyses, and design programs that are fit for today's complex realities in the local context. The ultimate test of food systems transformation is not found in strategies and declarations. It is found in people's daily living experiences. If food systems are transforming properly, we should see more diverse and nutritious diets, healthy food environments, reduced malnutrition in all its forms, and greater resilience to shocks such as climate. In short, transformation must translate into better plates and better lives. This is particularly urgent in a world facing overlapping crises of climate change, biodiversity loss, conflict, and economic volatility. Food systems that deliver calories but undermine health resilience or the environment are simply not sustainable. That is why nutrition and health outcomes cannot be afterthoughts. They must be central performance indicators of food systems transformation. Let me illustrate this quickly. In Asia and Africa, In Africa, the adoption of food systems approach under the Comprehensive Africa Agriculture Development Program presents a major policy shift. It signals that agri-food systems transformation must no longer be judged by production growth alone, but also by how agri-food systems contribute to better diets, nutrition, inclusive livelihoods, and climate resilience. This means policy coherence across agriculture, climate, health, trade, and social protection are important. That accountability for outcomes such as dietary diversity, affordability of nutritious foods, and resilience to climate shocks are important. That policymakers need to move from sectoral success to system-level results. In Asia, several countries have learned that rapid agricultural economic growth does not automatically improve in nutrition. In parts of South and Southeast Asia, increased food availability has coincided with onset of diet-related non-communicable diseases. This has prompted policy shifts towards food-based dietary guidelines, healthier food environments, and stronger links between agriculture, school feeding, public health. The lesson is very clear. Food systems, if we take that lens, growth, if we do not take a food systems lens, growth can bypass nutrition. Across both regions, Africa and Asia, the message is really the same, that when food systems work, the evidence should be visible on plates, especially for women and children and vulnerable populations. Against this background, the fact that CAADP has embraced a food systems approach is both timely and necessary. What does this actually mean for policy audiences? And many of you are from policy perspectives or are trying to influence policies. It means that in the context of climate change, agri-food systems are expected to deliver nutritious diets, not just commodities. That they should build resilience, not just productivity, and that they should support inclusive economic opportunities, especially for youth and women. It also means that policymakers must work differently across ministries, across levels of government, and with wider set of actors. Policies must be assessed not only by what they produced, but what they enable across the entire system. For those of you in this course who advise governments, design programs, or allocate investments, this is profound in terms of a shift. It raises the bar from doing more to doing better together and for meaningful, measurable outcomes. Let me close with a challenge. As you go through this course, do not ask only what is a food systems framework. Also ask, how does this change the way I design policies or programs? How does this change how we implement policies and programs? Which outcomes am I truly accountable for, and how will I know concretely that the food system I am trying to influence is moving towards working better? If your efforts are impactful the way they should, it should be visible not only in plans and pathways, but ultimately on people's plates today and in the future. And with this challenge, I want to wish you a stimulating course, rich discussions, and practical insights that can take you back home, and that you can take them with you and strive and try to do better. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Namukolo, for such a profound call to action, and also a challenge that you've put to all the participants. And when we started 7 years ago, I think food systems was a novel thing. And the reason why the ministry requested a course was that they said, we keep on hearing this term food systems, but we actually don't know really what it is about and how we should kind of conceptualize it. So let's kind of dive in together. And it's really encouraging to see how the language, but also some of the ways how it gets translated into action, is now finding its way into some of the policy frameworks, like the CAADP policy framework and the Kampala Declaration that you referred to in Africa. So thank you very much. That's been really, really helpful.